just because he knows he cannot hide. He's never gonna make it. All the poor people he's forsaken. Karma is always gonna chase him for his life.
Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. In today's video is what if Naruto was an Uchiha. Naruto, on the night of the Nine Tails attack, would get half the Nine Tails sealed within him, and Naruto would watch his parents perish and would unlock the Sharingan. However, due to Naruto being so young, he does not know that he has a Sharingan and will not find out for a while. After Minato's death, Fugaku has decided that now Minato has died, the coup can now be planned. Naruto would grow up with Itachi and Sasuke, being like brothers, and Naruto and Sasuke would enter the academy together. Naruto and Sasuke would be extremely close, and whenever Naruto would get picked on, Sasuke would step in. Naruto would train with Sasuke all the time. However, Sasuke was always just a little bit stronger than him. Itachi would watch over their training as well. Naruto would meet Shisui a few times, and the four of them would train together, and Itachi and Shisui would be extremely proud of Sasuke and Naruto. Over the next 2 years, Naruto and Sasuke would push each other to new heights, with Naruto learning the Shadow Clone Jutsu and the Fireball Jutsu, and Sasuke mastering the Fireball Jutsu and the Phoenix Flower Jutsu. Naruto would now have caught up to Sasuke, and they are evenly matched with each other. Naruto and Sasuke would then hear about Shisui's death, and they would be quite upset. Naruto would tell Sasuke that they should train even harder for Shisui. Sasuke would agree to this. They would then begin training after school in the training grounds every day. A few months would go by, and Naruto and Sasuke are progressing extremely fast. They would be on their way home. However, as they would enter the Uchiha compound, Sasuke and Naruto would notice that it was awfully quiet. They would make their way back to the house, and as they would enter, they would see the corpses of their dead parents. Sasuke and Naruto would run out of the house. I would encounter Itachi, who would put them in a genjutsu and tell them that he killed their entire clan, as he just wanted to test his abilities. Naruto and Sasuke couldn't believe it, and then they would be released from the genjutsu. Immediately after, Itachi would cast the Tsukiyomi on both of them. They would then experience the death of their parents happening in front of them for the next 72 hours. A few days later, they would both awaken their Sharingan, as they would wake up in a hospital bed. Naruto, however, had the two-tone in both of his eyes, and Sasuke only had one. Naruto and Sasuke for the next 3 months would be extremely depressed. However, eventually Naruto would give up on being depressed and would begin training again. Naruto would want to get strong enough to know the real answer why Itachi killed the clan, as deep down Naruto knew Itachi wouldn't do something like that. Naruto would try to convince Sasuke that he needs to get stronger with him. However, Sasuke, for the time being, wouldn't even listen. Naruto would be heartbroken, as someone who he considered his brother has pushed him away. A year would pass, and Naruto had been training as much as he possibly could, and had gained extreme strength. 9 more months would pass, and Sasuke would come over to Naruto whilst he was training, and would ask Naruto, "Naruto, can I train with you?" Naruto would be overjoyed to hear these words from Sasuke, and would say, "Of course." Naruto would then smile, and they would begin training together. Sasuke would learn that whilst he has been sulking, Naruto had gained incredible power and was far out of his league. Naruto and Sasuke would train together for the next 3 years, honing their skills, and Naruto had unlocked the third Tomoe Sharingan in his right eye, and Sasuke had got the 2 Tomoe Sharingan in both of his eyes. Their canon counterparts are weaker than they currently are, and Naruto is as strong as Sasuke with the Curse Mark 1 state in the final valley, and Sasuke is 5% weaker than this. Naruto, before graduating, would go to the Hokage's office, and Hiruzen would say come in, and Naruto would stand in front of Hiruzen, and Hiruzen would ask Naruto, "Hello Naruto, it's nice to see you again, what can I do for you?" Naruto would reply, "Lord Third, can you please put Sasuke and I on the same team?" Hiruzen would laugh and would say, "Naruto, the teams do not get made that way." Naruto would then activate his Sharingan and would say, "Sasuke and I have trained together for years now, and only because we have trained together is the reason we have progressed so far." Hiruzen is shocked that at such a young age, Naruto has almost fully developed his eyes. Hiruzen would then ask how far Sasuke's Sharingan has evolved, and Naruto would tell Hiruzen that Sasuke has unlocked the 2 Tomoe in both of his eyes. Hiruzen would sigh, would tell Naruto that he will see what he can do. Naruto would thank Hiruzen and would go back to train with Sasuke. The time of their graduation would come around, and Naruto and Sasuke would pass with flying colours, and Sasuke, although weaker than Naruto, would be the top scorer as he is smarter than Naruto, although Naruto isn't stupid in this timeline. The next day, the teams would be announced, and because Naruto passed, Mizuki doesn't get the chance to steal the Scroll of Sealing. Iruka would announce the teams, and they would end up as in canon, with Naruto and Sasuke being happy to be on each other's teams. Sakura would be really happy to be on Sasuke's team too. However, in this timeline, she doesn't mind Naruto all that much, but her parents told her to stay away from him. So she holds a small amount of dislike towards him. After hours of waiting, Kakashi would arrive and would see his new team. Naruto did not set up a trap when Kakashi would enter, and Kakashi would say his first impressions of them were that they were all incredibly boring. Naruto would say to Sasuke, "Maybe I should have pranked him." Naruto would say this as he still has a mischievous side to him. Kakashi would then tell them to come up to the rooftop, and then he told them to introduce themselves. Sakura would ask Kakashi to introduce himself first. And Kakashi would introduce himself just like in canon. Kakashi would tell Naruto to go first, and Naruto would say, "I like ramen and training. I dislike people who do not work hard enough and then complain, and my dream is to find out the truth from a certain person." Sasuke would turn to Naruto as he would know who he was talking about. Sasuke did not know those were Naruto's intentions. Sasuke would go next and would say, "I like training, and I don't dislike much. And my dream, or should I say, the reality I will create, is to kill a certain someone." Kakashi would have the same reaction, and would say, and would think, "I thought as much." Sakura would go next, and it would be the same as in canon, apart from she wouldn't say she hated Naruto. Kakashi would tell them to meet at the training grounds tomorrow and to not eat breakfast. Naruto and Sasuke would then leave together, and Naruto would say, "Sasuke, do you want to go train?" Sasuke would smile and would say, "Of course." Naruto and Sasuke would then go train for the rest of the day. The next day would arrive, and Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura would be waiting for Kakashi, and after many hours of waiting, Kakashi would arrive, and Naruto would say, "Took you long enough, Sensei." Kakashi would give the same excuse as in canon. I would explain the bell test. After, he would say begin, and Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura would spread out. Eventually, Naruto would find Sasuke and would say to him, "Sasuke, I have a plan." Sasuke would listen, and Sakura would find them whilst Naruto was explaining his plan. Naruto would feel bad for not including Sakura, and would alter the plan slightly to include her. They would then spread out again. Naruto would then leave the bush and walk towards Kakashi, and Kakashi would think to himself, "So, Naruto is first." Naruto would then activate his Sharingan, which would surprise Kakashi as it was almost fully developed at such a young age. Kakashi would think to himself, "Maybe I might need to get serious," as he puts away his book and also uses his Sharingan. Naruto seeing Kakashi with a Sharingan would make Naruto stop for a moment, and Naruto would ask Kakashi where he got that from. Kakashi would say it was a gift from his friend that died. Naruto would understand and would begin fighting Kakashi, and although Naruto has become very strong, he doesn't have the strength to take on Kakashi. Naruto would then throw a kunai in the air, which would have a paper bomb attached to it. Sasuke and Sakura would notice this as the signal, and from then on, Sasuke, Sakura, and Naruto would work together. Kakashi would notice that Sasuke also has a slightly less developed Sharingan than Naruto, and would begin using more of his power, and would be about 50% taking them all on. And in the end, Team 7 do not get the bell. However, Kakashi lets them know that they will pass. For the next 2 months, Naruto, Sasuke, and sometimes Sakura would train between missions, and Naruto, by the end of the 2 months, unlocks a 3 Tomoe Sharingan in both of his eyes, as well as mastering tree walking and water walking. Sasuke unlocks the 3 Tomoe Sharingan in his left eye, and also masters water walking and tree walking. Sakura manages to increase her arsenal of genjutsu and also learns water walking and tree walking. Naruto has the strength of Curse Mark II Sasuke in the Valley of the End. Sasuke is 7.5% weaker than Naruto, and Sakura is about the strength of Land of Waves Sasuke before he fought Haku. Kakashi has also noticed his team was getting stronger at a rapid pace, and he would begin training again, so he would qualify to be their sensei. Just like in canon, Naruto would complain to Lord Third about not getting high enough ranked missions. Naruto, however, would do this in a much more dignified manner, and would explain that their skills are going to waste. Hiruzen would think that Naruto is actually correct, and they are a capable team that can handle a C-rank mission at least. Hiruzen would then say, "Naruto, you have a valid point, and with Kakashi on your team, you should run into no problems. I will allow you to take part in a C-rank mission." Naruto would thank Hiruzen, and Sasuke would give Naruto a thumbs up, as he was happy that they were getting a higher ranked mission. Hiruzen would then call in a bridge builder, who would walk in drunk. Hiruzen would explain the mission, as Tazuna would make fun of Team 7. Naruto and Sasuke would then flash their Sharingan at him, which would shut him up. Hiruzen would then finish the mission rundown, and the Land of Waves arc would begin. I hope you all enjoyed part 1 of What If Naruto Was an Uchiha, and I'll see you all in the next video.